Hello, my name is Equichin Jaza, and I am a game design student at George Mason University. And I just came here to tell all of you guys my game idea for the game I have in mind. And my game is a story-driven third-person action-adventure shooter game. Um, the game, the game world actually takes place in our world, but it's not our world per se. It's very supernatural. There's magic involved, voodoo magic actually per se, and there's a lot of different things happening, a lot of mystical elements in our game, and there's a lot of different deities and gods, all of that stuff that takes place in our game. But the game focuses on a young African American who was born and raised in the United States, actually. He is on a journey to find more about his heritage and where he came from and like more about his family and his ancestors and stuff. And this African American, he's not like your typical like African American per se. He's very trained in different sorts of ways of taking out his opponents and stuff like that because he is a merc in a sense for the United States military, and he's been tasked with actually going to Africa to get some information about some people that are classified in a way. And this gives him an opportunity to actually go to Africa, Nigeria per se, and learn more about where he came from, his heritage, his family. And so this game is actually a journey of self-discovery and learning more about his race, his culture, learning more about the economics of Nigeria and Africa. So it's actually a good way to teach a player more about Nigerian African mythology, teach about the corruption that takes place in Africa, and not just Nigeria itself, but like all of the other countries around surrounding Africa, countries that Nigeria associate with. Also teach them about the different kinds of Nigerian people and their cultures too. And throughout the game, you will be exploring and traversing the many different areas from urban city streets to a lot of different villages, lush jungles that have villages in them, and also like destroyed urban areas too that are occupied by different factions. Because a lot of places in Nigeria are very corrupt and dangerous. So the player will be getting through a lot of different combat areas, and it's very brutal and violent because of the nature of how most of these factions they get child soldiers, and you fight against them, and it's very engaging, brutal, and like visceral. So it helps immerses the player into that world and makes you feel like you're on this journey with our character, our hero, our hero. So yeah, and also throughout the journey, the character will also encounter many different soldiers and warriors that have voodoo magic abilities. So there's a lot of magic which plays a lot into the combat, from them using different kind of weapons, from guns, RPGs, 50 caliber weapons, to dealing with characters that can use supernatural abilities, from elementals to magic that disorients the player, or different soldiers that can actually traverse the area faster than you can. So most of the combat areas are very wide and different paths for the player to take, very vertical level design per se in the game. And also there are a lot of areas where our hero will enter an astral plane, which is like a different plane of existence. So the player will be in like different dimension, and throughout that dimension, there's certain times where he has to travel back in time to different parts of see his ancestors from a different perspective, and you actually get to play with those different ancestors, which is pretty cool. Which can also change up a lot of the combat and because most of these ancestors have different abilities than the main character has. So there's that. And also, the reason why I kind of want to make this type of game is because I am a fan of the Doom Eternal and Uncharted type combat, and that's what this game really is. It's really a mix of those two type of elements of gameplay, from the traversal of Uncharted to the visceral combat and movement of Doom Eternal, and try and get those two type of gameplay elements mixed into both, which is very possible. And also, it really attracts a lot of gamers because a lot of gamers are into that type of gameplay. And also because nowadays, a lot of mainstream medium is getting attracted to African culture, and a lot of different people, especially in the United States, are getting into Nigerian and African culture. So it would be very nice for me to actually put that into a game, into the video game medium, because it's very interactive, and I feel like it will actually get more people invested into African culture and learn more about Nigeria and what happens in these countries, and spread awareness about all the corruption and bad things that take place in Nigeria, but also see the beauty of the culture of Nigeria, because this game represents the best parts of Nigeria and African culture, and the worst parts of African and Nigerian culture. So yeah, I'm hoping that you guys take time to watch this. Interested, hit me up on Discord, or DM me in class or whatever. I'll put my number out so you guys can just text me if you guys are interested. So yeah.